we're shooting at like 1080p on these cameras, so that's what we trained with. And then it was zoomed in, so it was really like 480p footage of Cole's face is what our output was. And I applied it to my face of me sitting in the podcast room in similar lighting, so it had minimal strain to try to match. And then while David was working all that logistic out for the face lab, I was working on the audio using Descript. So I tested all this out with a couple of pieces of software, and eventually Descript turned out to be the easiest use case one. And what I did was I trained again on Cole's audio from the podcast and just hour-ish of audio, I think. And then I had to trim it down to 10 minutes because I had cut out all the background noise. And the model was pretty dang good. But in order to export any of it, I had to get his consent. And that's where it got tricky because he wasn't here to offer consent. So I gave him a quick text message. I said, hey, can you read this like legal jargon that you have in order to give consent with Descript, you have to read like a small little 3-sentence paragraph saying that
super short.
I am who I say I am. I consent to this audio. So up to this point, Cole had no idea what the video was. He had no idea what it was for, but he's familiar enough with Descript or
I've done it.
AI models that we could train your voice. So he gave me the consent, and then I play it through my phone speaker into my computer because it wouldn't let me upload an audio file of him consenting.
Yes.
And the first time I went home, like while it's training and while it's trying to process and accept it, and I get an email saying that it failed because your audio from my phone playing through was too crappy compared to how good the quality was from the podcast.
Gotcha.
So the second time I come back in like 5 hours. No, it was the next day. I came back in on Thursday and I played it through my Mac speakers this time, and it just looped itself. And then it said it failed again. I was like, well, that sucks. I'm going home. I don't know what to do. I guess the video is just going to have to go out. So I sent a message to Kat. We post the video without Cole in it. Cole sends me a message. He's like, dude, what the heck? Why wasn't I in the Thanksgiving video? You said I didn't need to submit anything, and I would have if I could have been in it. Like, what the heck? And I was like, don't worry about it. AI stuff. It'll be fine. Don't worry. So the next, like in a couple hours later, I get another email saying it got approved. The model was trained. I don't know why. I don't know what was different. I never submitted. I had 2 messages for the 2 submissions, and each one said fail. And then I get a third email that I never submitted saying that it was approved. And then I was like, well, it's Thursday. It's late, but I'm going to go in. And so in the course of, really, it was like 24 hours. We had a model for a deepfake.
Yeah.
We had a model for Descript for voice within 24 hours, and I had everything edited for Cole saying he likes working at TRIFLIX right there in his seat now. And again, that's trained on 480p footage. If we go back with 4K and we let it train over a couple hours, if we get you giving consent through a good microphone and giving actual hours of audio, it's like instead of 1 day, we let this run over Christmas break and we give it, 6 days worth of time.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's no reason we couldn't do more silly things like this. This was entirely proof of concept, and I want the BTS to come out on this whenever, showcasing this process because it was really fun.
Demo the audio at least real quick.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have it pulled up.
Do you have the I Love David one?
I don't know. Here, I'm going to throw you on the screen too, just so everybody can see you while we're doing it. And
the cadence and the question marks are like the punctuation is kind of difficult for the software.
Yeah.
Let's see how
I
this
think with
goes.
some audio mixing, right? Hello, my name is Cole. I'm one of the co-owners of TRIFLIX, and I absolutely love working here. Despite being married, having 3 kids now, it's one of my greatest accomplishments. Every day I get to come in and work with Tristan, the greatest partner I could ever ask for.
So initial thoughts.
So wait, so how did you, what audio, how much audio did you use of my voice to train the voice model?
10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
So the reason you hear like the cadence switching up is because I was talking in that seat and I wasn't really thinking of the cadence you generally speak.
Correct.
So whenever Descript plays, it plays in more of your cadence and how you talk. And because our patterns are different, I had to speed up and slow down the audio, but I didn't pitch shift to correct it. So that's why your voice kind of chimes up and chimes down.
Gotcha.
And why some of that audio sounds like it's either slower or faster.
So this would work really well if somebody knew how to do a great impression of Cole. and then just run a filter through it, and it just like fixes it.
Which is what we've seen by most of the deep fake videos that have come out in the past. That
Yeah.
you still